This video covers adding meeting agendas to Civil Link documents. A meeting agenda collects the elements of a meeting together and puts them in order. An agenda will have sections, for example, opening, reports, old business, new business, and closing. And within each section, there will be agenda items. The agenda sections typically come from the template used when creating a new meeting agenda. Some agenda items are standard for each meeting, and others will be new. You can control the order of the sections and the order of the items within the sections. You should create a meeting template for each type of meeting you need before creating the meeting here. Creating templates is covered in a separate tutorial video. Let's review adding a meeting agenda to Civil Link documents. You will need to select a team where you have edit or admin authority to add or edit a meeting agenda. View and submit authority are not authorized to create or change meeting agendas. Check the active role at the top right of the screen below your name to make sure you have one of these levels of authority. If you have full organization selected, you will not be able to add meetings until you select a team where you have edit or admin authority. On the left side navigation bar, you will see a group called Meetings. If the arrow next to Meetings is pointing down, click on it and you will see the menu expand to show Meetings, Agenda Items, and Documents. Click on the Meetings option and the meeting screen will appear in the main window. This will list all the future meetings for the selected team currently in the system. There is a default filter on the meeting date to show only future meetings. If you wish to see past meetings, you will need to clear that filter by clicking the funnel icon and clicking the funnel with the X next to it. If you have more than one screen of meetings, use the Previous and Next buttons or the Show Rows drop-down at the bottom of the screen to display more. You can sort or filter the rows based on a column using the up-down arrows icon or the funnel icon in the column header. You can have multiple sorts and filters active simultaneously. You can clear a sort or filter by selecting the icon again and clicking on the Clear option. You can use the gear icon at the left of the column header to select or deselect which columns are displayed and save the current layout or recall a previously saved layout. Note the Agenda Item Tags column on this screen. This allows you to see the tags of agenda items that are included in this meeting. This allows you to quickly see the topics covered in a meeting if you added tags to those items. It also allows you to filter for agenda item tags you may be looking for and find the meeting where they were or will be addressed. To add a new meeting, click on the Create button in the upper right of the screen. There is also a drop-down that allows you to create one or multiple meetings at a time. The Multiple Meetings option is useful when you want to set up all of the meetings for a team for the year in one process. If the Create button is dimmed out, select your team from the Active Team drop-down box at the top of the screen. Clicking the Create button will open the Create a Meeting screen. Each meeting requires a name or title that describes what the meeting is about. When you select a meeting type, it pre-fills the meeting title with the type, but you can type over this if you want a different title. This title will appear at the top of the meeting agenda and on the meeting screen. The software does not require the name to be unique. You can distinguish between identically named meetings using the description, meeting date, or tags. The title is the only required field for this screen. You can add additional text that describes your meeting, but this is not required. If you do add additional text, it will be displayed on the meeting agenda under the title, and it appears on the meeting screen under description. This is a good place to enter the location of the meeting. An example would be Commissioner's Conference Room. Next, you can select the date of the meeting, the start time, and optionally the end time. The duration of the meeting is assumed to be 1 hour, but you can overwrite the end time if you wish. The end time is not displayed on the agenda. The address of the team is displayed next and can be overwritten if the address to be displayed is different. If you have not changed any of the fields, the Save button will be dimmed out. To enable it, change one of the fields above. Clicking on Save closes this screen and opens the meeting editor with the information you entered displayed. If you wish to change any of the information from the prior screen, hold your cursor over the text and click the pencil icon that appears. This will take you to the prior screen where you can make changes and click Save again to return to the editor. If you want to build a meeting from scratch, you can use the Create New Section or Add Template section buttons to get started. These are only displayed when the meeting is empty. Typically, you will base a meeting on a pre-built template that is in the system. Templates are covered in a separate video. The drop-down box in the upper left of the screen will show you the templates that are available for your team. If you select one, its contents will be displayed for you to review. If you have more than one template available, you can change your selection and view the other templates. When the one you want is displayed, you can click on the Use Template button to copy the contents of the template into this meeting. This will take a short time to process. When the template is loaded, you have the skeleton of your meeting with the sections and repeating agenda items already in place. You will need to add meeting-specific documents and agenda items to this. As you hold your cursor over different parts of the text, you will see icons appear. They have the following functions. The 6 dots icon allows you to click and drag this item somewhere else in the meeting. You can reorder sections or agenda items and even move agenda items to different sections. Since documents are assigned to agenda items, they move with an agenda item. But if you have multiple documents assigned to one agenda item, you can reorder them within that item. The greater than icon indicates an agenda item that does not require a vote. The circle with the check mark indicates an agenda item that does require a vote. The pencil icon allows you to edit a section, agenda item, or document, depending on which you have selected. Clicking opens a screen appropriate for editing the item. The X icon allows you to delete the selected section, agenda item, or document you selected. The section icon creates a new section below this one. It has 2 versions, one with a plus sign for creating one from scratch, and one with a down arrow that lets you add a section from an existing list of sections. In both cases, a screen will be displayed for entering or selecting the needed information. Once that screen is saved, it will close, and you will be returned to the editor with your new section displayed. The box with the check mark in it is for adding an agenda item below the selected text. It has 2 versions, one with a plus sign for creating an agenda item from scratch, and one with a down arrow that lets you pick from an existing list of agenda items, typically a pending agenda item. In both cases, a screen will be displayed for entering or selecting the needed information. This is the same screen covered in the Adding Agenda Items video. Once that screen is saved, it will close, and you'll be returned to the editor with your new agenda item displayed. The document icon allows you to attach a document to the selected agenda item. It has 2 versions, one with a plus sign for creating a new document from scratch, and one with a down arrow for selecting a document already in the system. In both cases, a screen will be displayed for entering or selecting the needed information. This is the same screen covered in the Adding Documents video. Once that screen is saved, it will close, and you will be returned to the editor with your new document displayed. The up or down pointing arrow is used to collapse or expand the item you have selected. This can be toggled and is helpful in managing screen space by hiding things you do not need to see at the moment. This works with the icon in the upper right of the screen with the same arrows that collapse or expand all of the sections at once. Also in the upper right are undo and redo buttons. These allow you to undo an action you just took. This does not apply to changes in the pop-up screens, but can be helpful if you move something to the wrong place. There are also buttons at the top of the screen with the following functions. The Additional Details checkbox determines if you can see the staff notes, script, presenter, and motion fields or not. This is intended for board members to use while viewing the meeting agenda. The Close Editing button lets you toggle between edit mode and display mode. After you select Close Editing, its text will change to edit. When you are in display mode, hyperlinks are displayed in blue. If you want to return to edit mode, click Edit. In display mode, a back button is displayed at the bottom left of the screen to go back to the meeting screen. The Preview button allows you to see the meeting agenda with a letterhead included as it would appear in its final form. You can download or print the agenda from this screen, and it also has an Additional Details checkbox for the board members version. The View Agenda button displays an alternate view of the information. The Publish button makes the agenda available on your website if we are integrated into it, and it optionally emails the board members the agenda for the meeting with a PDF copy attached, as well as other links. The Run Meeting button is used just prior to the start of the meeting and allows the secretary to collect what happens during the meeting and to generate meeting minutes. This is covered in a separate video. The Generate Minutes and Preview Minutes buttons are associated with the Run Meeting function and are not available until after the meeting has been run. This is also covered in the Run Meeting video. When you have completed editing the meeting agenda, click one of the Close Editing buttons and the Back button at the bottom of the screen. This will take you back to the Meetings page, and your new meeting will be listed there. Next to the Create button is an Export button. This allows you to take the currently filtered list of meetings and export the selected fields to a CSV file, making it easy to open the data in spreadsheet programs or other applications. This can be useful in creating lists of meetings that meet a set of criteria and include certain fields. Next to the Export button is View Toggle button that lets you switch between the normal list view and a thumbnail view of the meetings. The 9 dots represent the thumbnail, and the bullet point lists the list view. You'll have to set the From Date range before the thumbnails will be displayed. Clicking on a thumbnail will take you to the meeting editor for that meeting. You can return to List View by clicking on the bullet point list side of this icon. You can use the box with an arrow icon to go to the meeting agenda editor. To make changes via this screen, you need to click on the Edit button at the top of the screen as it will open in display mode. If you see an eye icon, it indicates that a meeting agenda has been published at least once. You can access several other functions by clicking the ellipses to the left of each agenda. This opens the Actions menu. The Quick Edit option takes you to the same screen you used to enter the basic meeting information, allowing you to change your entries. The Edit option takes you to the Meeting Agenda Editor. The Reoccurring Copies option allows you to copy this meeting just as it currently is to a future date or dates. This can be helpful in case a meeting date is moved or you have a special meeting type that you do not have a template for. The Publish option creates a PDF file of the agenda and forwards a copy along with links in an email to each of the team members, notifying them of the meeting agenda. This PDF can also be posted to other sites per the organization's normal posting procedures. Note, if you want to send a copy of the meeting agenda to the team for approval before publishing it, consider downloading a PDF copy from the preview screen and emailing or printing it. The Delete option removes the agenda from the list of agendas on the system. After the meeting has been published, additional options show up on the Actions menu. Publish sends an updated copy of the PDF file of the agenda to the team members. The Copy Agenda URL option lets you copy the web link for this meeting agenda. The Download Agenda option lets you download a copy of the PDF file with the meeting agenda. The View Agenda option lets you view the web link to the agenda. You can repeat the process of adding meetings for as many meetings as you need to support your teams. That completes the video for adding meetings in Civil Link documents. If you still have questions, please contact us through the Help function.